Hi, guys. Well, I hope you're excited like me because guess what? Today, I got I got the perfect setup here. I finally did it here for you guys. We're going to be doing the top 10 Christmas specials. Yeah, baby. Dancing Santa. All right, I don't want to get copyrighted. Just YouTube, don't copyright me, okay? I'm just so excited to do the top 10 Christmas specials. I love Christmas. Hey, let me get the lights on. I love Christmas. It's the number one holiday. I I mean, literally, I love it. I love its joy. I love everything about it. It's such a good holiday. I mean, I love Santa. I love these decorations right here. I even like these like obnoxious little products that burn money like a Yuletide fire. I had this since I was a baby, and this thing still works. As evident, you heard it sing. So here's the dancing. Which is a fun toy. But what I really do like, other than this and actually having time with my family, which is the most important thing of all, is the Christmas specials. Yeah, I know we had Rankin Bass and the others, and spoilers, they're not going to be on my top 10 Christmas specials list. But these are the Christmas specials that we need to look at. Ones that we can actually look at, like back then, and say, you know what? These inspired me to like Christmas, which is why I got this list right here for you guys. The top 10 Christmas specials. So, I'd rather say grab your robotic Santas that sing Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, grab your eggnog and any cup, but I don't have eggnog, I'm out. I drank it all. Aww. And don't forget to get your Christmas ornaments up like I did here, and your Santa right there, because this is the top 10 Christmas specials. So, let's get into it. Let's start off with number 9, which is the Max and Ruby, Max's Christmas. Now, to be fair, this has been a very old classic. Now, Max and Ruby has been based off of a book, but the original special was released in the late 80s, 1988, I think. The special's like 5 minutes long. It's nothing special, and it's basically just a narrator just reading the book. Kind of like Freaky Stories in a way. Except this is not Freaky Stories, this is Max and Ruby. Often considered probably Max and Ruby one of my favorite Nick Jr. shows of all time when I was a child. This Christmas special I looked at when I was very small. I remember the day when Max went downstairs, he went on the bed, and he saw Santa come out of the chimney. And then Santa told him, "You can't see me." Max asks why. Because nobody's supposed to see Santa Claus. And I like that type of message, is that nobody can see Santa Claus. Now, I'm not saying that controversy thing with Santa Claus, but I'm just saying is that the rule for Santa Claus is nobody's allowed to see him because it's kind of like a rule. It's not like Santa Hunters where like you put a group of 4 little kids in danger just to get Santa's like controls back, and it's all this type of elaborate scheme, and Santa's just going to fade away if he doesn't get the present stuff. No. It's not like that. It's a simple Christmas-like story, and Max and Ruby has done it pretty well. I know Max and Ruby is already becoming like a thing of the past nowadays, and most people are either referring to Peppa Pig or even Barney the freaking dinosaur. But to me, Max and Ruby is always going to be a classic to me, and no matter what people say, I still consider it one of the best Nick Jr. shows ever. And it's surprising that Nick would ever put this type of message for kids, is that nobody's supposed to be seeing Santa Claus. People could still think that Santa Claus gives them presents, but they cannot see him. That's what I like. But let's move on to 2 episodes on the same one. So coming in at number 9, and this is for you, Steven Hillenberg. This is for you. SpongeBob SquarePants. Christmas Who? And It's a SpongeBob Christmas. These episodes are amazing. I love these episodes so much. Now, let's start with the first one, which is Christmas Who, which, as evident, SpongeBob actually does say the title in the first part. So, it's about SpongeBob trying to know, what is Christmas? What is it about? After seeing that Sandy was literally just putting her tree up full of lights, like a Christmas tree, he actually considers it as a fire, so he throws water at Sandy by accident. Evident SpongeBob type mishaps, and Sandy basically belays him out and tells him, "You never heard of Christmas?" And she actually talks about what Christmas is. And Christmas is a nice happy time. And of course, it does have the Patchy-like segments. I do like Tom Kenny as Patchy, but like back in the other days when like Who Bob What Pants was there or something like that, or even Atlantis SquarePantis, or To the Square, he became a bit dull. But in this one, he became one of the highlights of the series. So SpongeBob basically is wanting to bring messages to Santa. As evident, Squidward doesn't care. He basically just thinks this is all just a big mishap. He has us fooled, and to my opinion, has one of the best Christmas songs that SpongeBob has ever done. Period. And I can't play it because copyright, and plus I don't have the editing equipment to do it. That's why I'm doing it like this for you guys. But I'm doing this live because this is going to be a big one for us. So after like the townsfolk, get the same mishaps, Santa's not here, SpongeBob's getting sad, and even Patrick left, Squidward finally smugs him in the face and acts like the biggest ass ever. Oh yeah. If you want to know the donkey joke on SpongeBob, that means he's an ass. Or like an asshole, to be honest. So he's basically the big rat's ass of the Rat Kingdom. But SpongeBob gives him a present, which Squidward, I'm not going to spoil it because you guys probably know what it is, but it was one of the best Christmas presents that Squidward has ever gotten. Not that he feels like, well, an ass, obviously. So Squidward wants to make SpongeBob happy, so he puts on a Santa Claus costume. And since after giving SpongeBob what he wants, he's getting everybody else, which is the Bikini Bottomites, what they want, and which is all of his stuff in his house. After the end, and also pushing SpongeBob away when SpongeBob really is just berating how much he sees Santa, Squidward looks down and he sees a note right next to his feet. He opens it up, and it reads, "Dear Squidward, thanks for all your help. You've been a real good boy this year. What regards, Santa Claus." And then we see Santa Claus fly into the air and just saying, "Merry Christmas." Well, Squidward says his final lines, "I'm insane." But I'll be honest here, this was the classic part of SpongeBob. Let's get to the next one, which is the first ever modern stop motion SpongeBob special. It's a SpongeBob Christmas. So it's evident, it's another Patchy-like segment, which I'm not going to quite get to because we're going to have to save those into like a different type of top list or what we're going to talk about. But we'll guess that you probably would guess what the end was. But SpongeBob finally in his Christmas cheer gets everything ready, and there's like Christmas music after a couple of other Christmas musics, and they're just best in the last. And Tom Kenny for SpongeBob actually does have a pretty good singing voice along with some other people. As evident, Patrick wants to hunt for Santa, which he kindly does make traps for. And as evident here, Plankton is the naughtiest person ever. I'm surprised Squidward isn't the naughtiest because, well, he doesn't quite care. He basically wants Santa to go away. I don't know why. Maybe because he doesn't want to go crazy again. I don't know. The seasons are mixed up like Five Nights at Freddy's. But as evident, Plankton gets so much stocking full of coal, the only wish list he wants is the Krabby Patty formula. I even got a list down too. I mean, what I want. Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops, Black Ops 2, World at War, PlayStation 4, Black Ops 4, and Black Ops 3 on the PS4. What more can I get? Except they're really expensive, for Christ's sake, people. Stop hiring taxes. But anywho, Plankton makes something called by the name of Jerktonium, which is not part of the science equations, or I would say, I forgot what they called those in science. And even if my teacher berates me in the comments, I'm talking about you, Mr. Amshayas. I forgot about it. Periodic table. I think that's periodic table. Don't answer that, okay? The periodic table. It's definitely not part of the periodic table. Jerktonium is not part of the periodic table, but it's supposed to be like if somebody is like infected by it, they become jerks, which is evident when SpongeBob was supposed to be the first test subject. Except he eats it. He eats it, and it's in, yes, the fruitcakes. Is it? Yeah, fruitcakes. And he basically just doesn't get infected because he loves Christmas so much. The power of Christmas is just too much for him. So Plankton gives up, but he finds out that everybody else has become jerks when they eat it. After finding out SpongeBob's love for Christmas, he creates and I'm not lying here, a wind-up mechanical SpongeBob that destroys the whole town. It's pretty bizarre. After SpongeBob finds out what happened, comes to Sandy, and in evidence she becomes a jerk too, but she also finds out about Jerktonium. The cure of it is actually music, which leads us to my favorite song ever. Don't be a jerk. It's Christmas. It's probably one of the best Christmas songs, period. I just clearly love this song because it tells you like all the stuff, like just don't be a jerk. Don't be an asshole. It's Christmas. Come on. It's Christmas. Season of joy, loving. No more killings, no more massacres, suicides. Just, it's Christmas. Enjoy yourself, right? Enjoy yourself. And it's a pretty good song. As evident when Santa comes down and everybody starts being cured, he finally finds out that everybody's on his naughty list. And Plankton, since he was a saint, he actually gets the Krabby Patty formula. And how did Santa get the formula? He has his ways. He has his ways. So as evident, the robotic sponge comes in, and after it consuming, or as I like to call it, just being exploded by the fruitcake, and the wind-up key was left, Santa looks at it, and yet I'm surprised that he put it in there. If found, please return to the chum bucket. Who does that? Who puts if found, please return to the chum bucket on a wind-up key? I'm serious. After that, Plankton gets cold, and you know what happens at the last part. Patrick gets Santa. As evident, that was actually kind of funny, to be honest. I don't know why he would do that. But it was not bad. These two Christmas specials showed that Christmas relies on the spirit within, and that a lot of people will be part of it. Kind of like a big, huge family. And the whole family, I mean, the world, no matter if we're in different colors, different countries, different races, different types of meanings, whatever we like, we're all part of a family around this holiday. And that's what I think Christmas is about for us, and even for SpongeBob. And what can I say? They deserve the number 9 spot. Now for number 8, the Polar Express. I have to put this low on the list because I've watched it a couple of times. Not as much as I originally did. And this is a CGI movie. The times when CGI it wasn't good as like Tangled, Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, or Inside Out. It wasn't that. But it was really good. It was a great Christmas special, and I mean, they had a lot of good messages, and they were pretty good too. But I like the story where like a bunch of kids go in a train just to go to the North Pole and see Santa. That is just so crazy that I just like it. I actually enjoy it so much because of that. It's pretty much a very fun, very classic Christmas special. And I knew a lot of people like this movie. The first time I've seen it was back in middle school. Now this was during the time when I couldn't get out of school, I couldn't walk home. I need to take a car there. I had to wait for my mom to get out of work. So so like a teacher and I and a couple of people wanted to look at the Polar Express. I said, "Nah, I wouldn't want to look at it." And they berated me to just look at it, and I said, "Fine, I'll look at it." And I looked at it and I found it to be actually pretty good. I actually like the tickets. I like how the tickets come into like a lettering. I like how they're also former kids that used to be on the train and now they became adults, but they also never believed in Santa. Never even believed it. I even like how the bells don't ring because you don't believe. If you believe in Christmas, you believe in Santa, you believe in all this, the bells would ring. I actually like that. Even though the CGI can be a bit creepy, and it's part of any other creepy thing. I mean, it's not as creepy as Food Fight or Rhapsody Street Kids, but it's freaky. But it's a good movie. Now, I've heard a couple of times, even the nostalgia critic has talked about it, only see this if you're in 3D. Now, for me, I'd never seen it in 3D, but when I looked at it not in 3D, it was excellent. For something CGI, it was pretty good. It was not a bad film, and I mean, I just loved the way the train just goes up and down all the different train cars. It was amazing. The Polar Express, I'll tell you one thing, is one fun adventure. Now let's get into number 7. Home Alone and Home Alone 2. Now, Home Alone 2 is the same thing, except it's in New York, which we will get to. But let's look at the first one. The first one that actually became the slapstick comedy for Christmas. So, Home Alone is a very nice Christmas special. Actually has the Christmas cheer, the Christmas songs, and even all the Christmas cheer. Macaulay Culkin becoming one of the best known people for Home Alone. Hell, even was with James Rolfe himself, the angry video game nerd, in a couple of videos. Has became an icon. For a 40-year-old kid nowadays, he still looks like a kid. For a 40-year-old man, excuse me, he still looks like a kid. And I'm surprised too. I'd be evident surprised if he actually walked into my door. I would have been like, ah! But it's a great movie, and I like how he does the personalities of being the geeky, fun side of the kid, but also the gentle, soft, but yet also emotional side too. I also like how the mother like goes through great lengths just to get home for Christmas, just to get her son. She would even sell her soul to the devil himself just to do it. That's insane. Ghost Rider himself sold his soul to the devil just to get his father back. And yet that didn't turn out well. And as the evident, I actually like how the family, although they argue, they're still a family, which brings the Christmas cheer up. Now, trust me, I like Larry, and I actually know Harry. His name is Harry and Marv. I love these. What do they call themselves? The Wet Bandits. There we go. The Wet Bandits. I actually like these guys because there's also the dumb side of the burglars, and there's also the smart guys from the burglars. I love them that much. I also like how they always get hurt. Surprising enough, there are some injuries from a couple of the Home Alone series where they have them there. Now, Home Alone 2 Lost in New York had a couple of stuff. They had Tim Curry. Yeah, Tim Curry, the clown. And it also had the Tiger electronic tape recorder, which Macaulay Culkin always gets. And also it's New York. New York, my main hub, my town, my favorite town. I don't care if it gets dirty. I don't care if it's so polluted. I love New York. I love New York, and whoever doesn't can kiss it. I just love New York so much, and that's why I had to put this on the list too. I know people say that Lost in New York is not as good as the first. I'll tell you one thing. The second one is probably better than the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. The last four, because it still had Macaulay Culkin in it. So, and this was made 2 years later. Home Alone came out in 1990, and then 2 years later, Home Alone 2 came out. So it's evident it was a pretty good classic. And I also I don't think nobody's going to like the Donald Trump cameo anymore. And probably I don't really care. I don't really care if he's there. I mean, as long as he's doing something not political and controversial, I'm fine with him being in a Home Alone movie, but I really don't care. But these two are classics, and I definitely recommend you guys watch them during Christmas and even Christmas Eve, because Christmas Eve is tomorrow. We got a few minutes and I have to get this done. So number 6 and number 5, we're talking originals, as well as 4 and 2. Or actually, no, 2 we'll talk about, but 5, 6, and 4 are going to be originals, not remakes. So number 6 is A Miracle on 34th Street. Now, this Christmas is its 70th anniversary. The 1947 film that actually had Edmund Gwenn, actor Edmund Gwenn, who played Santa Claus. This is the 70th anniversary of Miracle on 34th Street. As evident, it's about Edmund Gwenn saying that he's actually Santa Claus, when really, it does put out the nice parts of Santa Claus. He's not just a jolly old guy who with a beard and liking cookies and milk and having a lot of presents. He's also the kind of smart side of sides. Edmund Gwenn had to answer questions that even a crazy person would not even quite answer. Even if they would answer it, there are simple questions. And he answered them pretty well. There are some that I couldn't even answer. I even like the part that he actually gets a job as a Santa Claus. And he actually is so smart. He actually speaks, I think, Hungarian. Man, talk to Bela Lugosi in Dracula, I wouldn't have been surprised. He's one of the best actors, I think, in my opinion. He's probably one of the best actors. I love him as Santa Claus. I love him as that. And then the other actors, although some of them are corporal bitches, which I really dislike in the modern world. Yeah, I'm talking to you guys out there. I'm looking at you. I actually do like them in the acting part, because it shows that corporal sides don't make a good Christmas part. I mean, you generally have to at least make Santa feel more like Santa. You can't make him feel more like, oh, I'm just Santa. Goodbye. What do you want for Christmas? Goodbye. No, you gotta at least let him go for the talk and make the kids happy, make them smile so they could come back. And trust me, you have to, because even though it's crazy enough, you can put a bigger cash pile in there, and that makes more money than just simply just saying, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, you want that? Okay, bye. No, we need that in the world. And I also like how one kid does not want toys or anything else, yet so intelligent that she does not want toys or anything else. She wants a house, not a big building, which she gets in the end. I also like how Santa Claus has a cane. It's interesting enough. It's changed, and originally we used to look at Santa Claus that actually had a pipe. Now, I don't think Santa Claus ever smoked. I mean, come on, I don't like smoking. But this is a great Christmas special. Now, the only flaw to this one that makes it pretty low on the list is because the mail thing to bail Santa out was kind of outdated, because not a lot of people had done that nowadays. And that's one thing I think the remake has changed, but I don't kind of like the remake. No, Mara Wilson can suck it. But the original was a classic and definitely worth the number 6 spot. So let's move on to number 5. Actually, I don't even know if number 5 even had a remake, to be honest. But It's a Wonderful Life. This movie is awesome. I love it so much. Now, it talks in a message saying that you should be happy about your life. You should be happy about your life and the people who care about you the most. I tell you, it has Jimmy Stewart. This guy is a really good actor. He is chillingly good. I just love how he's got that personality in there. I like it. I even liked how it takes a big story and takes one wish that you say that I want when really it doesn't work out very well and it backfires. Yet I'm happy how it all turns out in the end that you actually are happy about it. Now, it's not the best as what we got for number 2, which we'll get to, but it's got to be one of the craziest because what would happen if you weren't born or if you weren't existing in the world? Like your records have been erased, your date of birth, your cash that you saved from the bank, your toys, your room, everything would be just gone. It'd be ridiculous. And it's pretty crazy. It's just I mean, it scared me. I mean, I got scared because let's think about it here. I love my life. Although I have problems with it and they have to be addressed, I love my life. I don't want to give it up. I don't want to give it up, period. I love my family. I love my friends. I love people around the world. Well, not the people that are trying to kill us, but I love the world of the way it is. And I think It's a Wonderful Life shows that. Now, this came out a year before A Miracle on 34th Street, which kind of shows how good it is. And it's a pretty old tale. I'll tell you one thing, whoever remakes that, you have to follow the story at least. Follow it. For Christ's sakes, just follow the fucking story. Which is going to lead us to number 4, which is going to give me my biggest outburst again, like I did before in the worst childhood movies. Coming in at number 4 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. 1966, not 2000, not the 2018 version, not those bullshit ones that I hate so much. It's the 1966 Boris Karloff. Yeah, the man who played Frankenstein and the man who played the Mummy. Oh my God, I love Boris Karloff. I even love him in Abbott Costello because he's so good at acting. Even though he came out of the silent era, the time where he never really talked, in this one, he became pretty much the Grinch himself. Based off the Dr. Seuss book, the original Dr. Seuss book, and Dr. Seuss story, the Grinch is basically, you guessed it, a man who does not like Christmas, can't even stand the holiday. He hates the Christmas lights. He hates the songs. He hates the dancing. He hates the whoos. He hates all the noise. But then realizes that he can't destroy Christmas because it's in our hearts. And as he realizes in the end. Now, it's a really weird question because it's how the Grinch stole Christmas, not does the Grinch stole Christmas. But it shows how much anger he's got. Him staring down with the whoos, flickering his finger onto the rocks, the faces he makes, the questions he says in rhymes, the nice detail of how he steals the presents is a really nice charm. Now, the ending itself was pretty good too, and I even like how his eyes change. His eyes change from yellow and red to white and blue, meaning that even though he hates Christmas, he still has a change of heart. And I like how a bad person has a change of heart, which is most of us have to do. If we have a change of heart, we can change the world. We can become different people. We can at least express our feelings, which all of us should do. I don't care. I mean, I should care. I should care about people's feelings. It shows it in a very nice delight. And this special, it's a short movie, around 30 minutes. It's pretty much a really good movie. Now, don't get me started about that Peter Solis one, that ass with the cash movie. That one became so bad that all the adult jokes have been engraved in my mind for like I don't know how long. Excuse me. Had a nice dinner before I got ready for this video. Like I said before, this is a classic. It's not a shit ass. It's a classic. And I think even some of you modern people, some of you kids here, some of you teenagers should actually take a look at this classic. It's really a really good classic. Although I really think most people have looked at the 2000 version because it's all over the freaking place, you better yet just actually look at number 4, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I think you guys should look at it at least. Take a good look at it, see what you think. You can even tell me in the comments if you want. Look at it right now if you want. But right now, let's get on to our last 3. We only got 3 more left. Now, the third best Christmas special is A Charlie Brown Christmas. Again, same thing as It's a Wonderful Life. Came out a year before How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The one thing I kind of like about this special is that there's actually no budget for this. Animation is very simple. Actors are very much a wooden pace. But I actually like how it's so simple. Kind of like you're not putting so much shit in it. It's kind of showing, yeah, this is what we got, and we put it off as a good Christmas special. And yet they turn it out in a pretty nice delight. Plus, my sister loves Charlie Brown, loves the Peanuts, loves Snoopy. I tell you, I had to put this on the list, and even I have to put it because I've seen it, and it's a godsend. I love this special the way it is. I mean, yes, the actors don't show much of an emotion, not much, but it does show how much they actually care too. Although Charlie Brown can be like, I don't know, the only kid in town who can't understand, the true meaning of the holidays. But he also shows the kind of like side where he wants to be part of it. He wants to make friends. He wants to be happy, and he does it in a pretty nice delight. I actually like this kid's inner like kid. I like it. I even like in the end, like everybody just helps him out. They fix the tree up. They sing the Christmas tunes. Now, not the Christmas tunes that most of us know from like Andy Williams or Dean. I forgot this guy's last name. Leave it in the comments below. I know his name is Dean. But it's more like stuff you would hear in church, which I think is a pretty good feature. Now, I can't explain the storyline because I think a lot of you have seen it, and a lot of kids do love the Peanuts movies, which I think is why they did the Peanuts movie itself. And for an animation that is technically quite old and looks papery, it actually still looks pretty good for a movie. And tell me, if you don't think that this is one of the best Christmas specials of all time, there's one thing you can do. And I don't have to say it because I already said it a couple of times here. So, let's continue on. 2 left. And the second best Christmas special is A Christmas Carol. Which one? Probably any of them. There are dozens of Christmas specials. Putting up the biggest original book of the classic. Starts off like a simple part in the beginning. An old man by the name of Scrooge hates Christmas. As evident, he's a corporal guy, cares more about the money. Doesn't care about Christmas, doesn't even care. Got that smug look on his face like he just doesn't give a shit. But he's actually reveling by ghosts. Ghosts of actually Christmas past, Christmas future, and of course, I can't tell what the third ghost is. I can't even tell what he called him. I think he's future, but I'm not sure. But he is the one that shows Scrooge what happens if he was dead, or what happens to him, and realizes here that he loves Christmas. So more like the moral is scare yourself into liking Christmas? Nah, I don't think so. I have to consider it. I think my favorites have to be from actors for Scrooge and actually Christmas specials in general for Christmas Carol are either Alastair Sim or George C. Scott. Now, I've seen the black and white version. I've seen the other one in my high school when I was still in high school. And my God, they're like beautiful specials. Now, even the Muppets have done it. The Disney has done it. CGI has done it. Actually, the same guy who did the Polar Express actually did a CGI version of A Christmas Carol. Now, it's disturbing and it's in the uncanny valley, but it's a Christmas Carol. You would expect it to be creepy. I even like how Scrooge has gone through a lot of changes in some of the specials. Probably trying to keep them the same, but have to put them in different changes. And even I don't even know how short of a time the Disney special is, but the Disney special one squeezes it so short of a time, but yet kept the story so fluid and good. I actually enjoy it. So what can I say? A Christmas Carol deserves this spot. Now, if you want my runners up, you can actually put them in the comments below if you want. I'm doing this for you guys. So in the comments below, put in my runners up, and it has to be a good one. If anybody gets the right ones right, or even you can miss at least 2 or 1. But if you miss between higher than 2, then you're out of the picture. So put them in the comments below. What Christmas specials are my honorable mentions? But with that being said, let me get to my number 1 pick. So with that being said, the number 1 best Christmas special of all time is The Snowman. That's the name. The Snowman. 1982. The biggest classic ever. Now, I know people like Die Hard. They like A Christmas Story. But there are times where I don't quite... Well, first of all, there's times where I've never seen it. There are times I have to see it again. But it's hard nowadays because modern world. And there are probably maybe a couple of scenes I just don't like about it. I mean, here's the thing. Die Hard counts as a Christmas special. We all know that. I like A Christmas Story, but I don't quite like the Santa Claus and the elves in the part. Which, I mean, doesn't mean that I'd rather change the story, which really, it's never been based off of a book. If it was based off of a book, they would change it, but if it's a movie, don't change it at all. But The Snowman was a very basic and pretty cool representation of Frosty the Snowman. Now, yes, we all know Frosty the Snowman. We know the story. The kid makes a snowman, it comes to life. But in this different one here, now puts him in the house, shows him a good time, and it's in a pencil drawing state of animation. I'd rather say pencil or how do I put this here? Pencil or paint animation, watercolor animation. But I'd rather say pencil because it looks more like somebody just took a pencil. They were like, oh, okay. Let me make a snowman. And there we go. My perfect part of the snowman. That's kind of like what it is, so to speak. That's kind of like how they did it. And hey, they did it actually pretty well. But this snowman is more than that. He flies, which is actually pretty cool. And he takes them to a party full of more snowmen. Also snow women. I'm not going to lie on that one. There are snow women in there. And also Santa Claus. Who does that? And I tell you, who in the world has ever made a special close to that? You got to tell me that. You got to tell me that. And if you can't tell me that, then guess what? This was the first. Also shows one of my favorite songs that I actually heard. Now, most people put this low on the list because of the ending. And I have to say, this is the only ending that have actually gave me a bit more teary-eyed. And if you're saying, "Aw," and shut up. It was very depressing. I mean, I don't want to spoil it for none of you guys because I think you guys should actually take a look at number one, The Snowman, and actually see it. It's on YouTube and it's actually on my movies list if you want to take a look. This is a very, very depressing movie, but I mean, the ending's like, nope, life sucks. Merry Christmas. I mean, I think that's how it shows. It also shows kind of like, the power of Christmas as well. It kind of shows more like enjoy it while it lasts, because after that, no more. I mean, that ending has got me teary-eyed. I hadn't gotten this much teary-eyed since Monster Squad when the Frankenstein monster and Phoebe, didn't want to let go and they left. It got me crying too. And these were from the 80s. It had the 80s type shit there. It had the 80s like stuff. Now there are no lyric, or I wouldn't say lyrics because there is a song about it, but there isn't no how do I put this? There isn't no voice acting. It's basically more about expression, which I think is what people should look at. Expression. Now, I don't care if the people talk. I mean, you could make up your own type of words to say and stuff if they're not talking. And I actually kind of like the kind of ways kids are. And I miss the times of Christmas. The times you get to go outside, you get to play in the snow, you get to play snowball fights, make a snowman, make a snow fort, make everything like Christmas. Nowadays, Christmas is just dropped a little for some reason. And that's probably because we're changing the world. And some of you corporate bastards out there are doing that, which we don't like. You need to stop. We don't like that. Which I think is what the snowman likes, is like Christmas is also about having fun with other people as well. And also giving them something that you would like. And the ending of this Christmas special actually got my emotional side of me in there. Showed me that I have to enjoy it while it lasts and enjoy it with anybody I have. And I think that's why I think the snowman deserves to be number one on the spot. And that's the Christmas specials. And I'm going to check it off. I mean, here they are. Right there. The top 10 Christmas specials. Here they are. They're about to get checked off. There you go. And I wanted to do this for also you guys too. For a nice Christmas present. I apologize that I didn't make my top 10 Halloween movies that I was going to do, because I was going to do it in a nice editing way, but I ran out of time. So I wanted to get this to you guys too. See if you guys actually do want to see these Christmas specials. They do definitely deserve a look, and actually not being overlooked. I actually think it should be looked at and watched for many people, families, friends, or even friends and family together. So I want to say now more than ever, now that it's going to be like exactly, I got to quickly look at this here. Exactly almost a few minutes until like Christmas Eve starts. I want to say have a happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you. I want to say that to everybody and even the entire world. I want to say, hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and a Happy New Year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave a like if you did. And also post the comments down below. What do you think I should do a next top list for? It could be worst, it could be best, it could be disturbing, it could be creepy, it could be nice, it could be happy. Just make sure it's in my type of range. Because if it's something I'm off my range, I can't do it. So, and it's not my fault to do it. It's YouTube's, because, well, not mostly YouTube's fault, because they have their reasons between their privacy. They also have to keep it PG. I actually can respect that, and I can respect it as hard as I can be. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, Have a nice time with your family, and I'll see you next time. I want to do it, but copyright. YouTube, why do you have to copyright? I want to play this for all these guys. YouTube, you got to at least make a good Christmas present for us. Have a nice time, guys. Bye.